for today. All right, all right. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I decided to do a live today. I have planning to do at least one every week, and but yeah, and now it's Sunday. The week is almost over, and you wanted to do this live today. Um, Also, I would like to plan them a little bit in beforehand so that they don't come so suddenly, but hopefully some will um, look through them also later and waste the moment. They need to want to put on captions there. Show captions. Yeah. English. Yeah. Talking. I'm gonna talk in English today. English suits me very well. Okay, right. So yeah, I don't want to fill up time with all kind of unnecessary things. Yeah. Let's start. I have some cool things today to talk about, as you can see in the subject line. How long-term success can be reached, and also about the body keeps the score and in progress, because I'm listening to that book, and that book has been on my list for quite a long time, and I've come like through the half of it, and I'm going to share a little bit about what I have learned about that in there. Um, it's like when you listen and also read a book, you remember like the, let's say, like what you read today or listen to like that day, and then if it comes the next day or a couple of hours, you don't really remember it anymore, what you were reading or listening to. Like that's what I feel about when I listen to this book, but keep the score. It's such a long book. It's 19 hours on audio, and pages are 400-500 or something, and there's so many good things there, and but I can confess that I don't remember all those good ideas I had about it like earlier. Now I have forgot most of it, but I have written down something and wanted to share with you. And yeah, so hello everyone, I'm Tobias Strand from TS Coaching. I'm doing this like my own. For you who haven't seen me doing this video lives before, I'm doing it for like my personal sharings and ideas about in my life, and also for my business, and sharing what I do in my coaching, how my view on life, and that then transposes into coaching, the way I coach people, coaching for in the career and success, and but basically it's about a better life. So that's what I also have been doing, aligning better with who I am, what I yeah, that's true, for who I am, and but more importantly what I want to do, how I want to do it. It's so easy to get caught up in what you think you are expected to do, what looks like the best profitable thing to do, and all those things. That's what other people do, and of course you should also follow what other people do, but mostly you just do your own thing, and combine those things, that's what you want to do, and then look at on the market what seems to be working and what's not so easy to pull through, because there are some niches, some subjects, some customers that are much more difficult than others. That's reality. Let's face it. There are some things that are more common than others. For example, in a relationship coaching is something that's always going to be around. In sales, getting like sales, learning sales skills, learning presentation, learning leadership, those kind of coaching services are always going to be around. And then I have talked before about how I see coaching, and coaching can be so many things, and that's also what I want to be aligned with more, getting this kind of holistic coaching, and it's also a little bit different what many how many sees coaching. But for me, that's really what it is about: holistic coaching and combining behavioral science, psychology, therapy, inspiration from that. Even though it's not, it's different, but it's coaching and therapy has so much things in common. So you just they are so similar, so the focus is different. It's therapy is for treatment and healthcare can be, but coach therapy can also be very much alike coaching, wanting to get better at something, reaching a goal, performing better, reaching success. That is pretty much what act for example can be about: acceptance and commitments therapy, going with in a value direction, and all those things. Exactly the same as coaching. You can coach with act, being a therapist or psychologist, and just combine them all. So, and you're free to do that. And it's I don't see. I want to explain it, but like everyone can define it in their own way, and just you don't have to separate it. But yeah, something else, something that I would also like to inspire you. I also want to share some personal stuff, what's happening in my life. Like I do this mostly for cleaning my head and getting out my ideas and what they say, inspirations to clear. Like when you talk out things and about your thoughts and experiences, you just see them in a different way. And why not share them with others uh, in a video? Like why not? Like I can do it, there's nothing hindering me. And life is too short to think about what if I do something wrongly. What do people like about this, think about this? Like I don't, yeah, it's practice, and sometime in it's going to be some benefit for me somehow, mainly. But I like it, I like to do it. So firstly, something inspirational. Like I have been what is it called, exercising, training, practicing weightlifting, mostly weightlifting, but also cross country skiing. But I realized I see the development and changes now. Today I tried on my some of my older pants, and they were those pants were like really like suitable for me before, but now they are not. They are too small. They are too tense on my legs. My like this is the five. My legs has gone thicker, and I see that because I'm doing a lot of deadlifting and that other exercise. I don't know it's in English, but yeah, training my legs, and I really see that difference now. As I can't wear those pants anymore. I need a bigger, and they were actually kind of small from the beginning. I have had really like this. I'm not really chicken legs, but pretty skinny legs. So if you can start practicing weightlifting, and I challenge you or motivate you to start doing that, and you will see the results pretty quickly or in some couple of years. And it feels really great to have seen the difference and development in my muscles. So yeah, that's about that. I'm wondering now how I will be able to keep this everything together in like 10 minutes. But I have some cool notes. What I was thinking when I was listening to the Body Keeps the Score book, and that book is all about trauma and complex trauma, and how it sets patterns in your body. and these stuffs are like these subjects, or yeah, things are not so easy to talk about for the general public or most people. I have been in different kind of groups where like in this father group, parent group, with only fathers, and they will come into to certain stuff areas. So how, and sometimes I say, this is what I like to be, how this is what I like to be different, what is this in society, like how society are pushing us to do certain things. But I'm not about that. I want to have like, I want to decide for myself as soon as much as possible, and yeah, to choose how I spend my time and how I live my life. And then about also in parenting, about sexual harassment and physical and mental violence or abuse. And that, of course, that's not easy, so easy to talk about for most people, but for me, I spend so much time like reading about it in psychology courses and crisis and management and developmental psychology, so I know it's there. Like we can, it doesn't disappear if just by us not talking about it. So I'm kind of I don't know much about it, but I'm interested in talking about it. It's not like I'm getting scared or don't know how to talk about it. I haven't experienced it myself. um None of that, like physical or sexual assault. Mental or physical psychology. So wait a minute. Psy Psychologic. No, psychology. Yeah, well, psychologisk. I don't know. Not physiologic by psychologic. I don't. That's probably the wrong word. Psychological. I don't know. I can't talk right today, but or anyway, that kind of abuse, or not abuse, but I was missing something. That's the thing about trauma. If you're many talk about trauma, so let's talk about trauma a little bit, or and that, because I'm not wanting to keep up explaining how to talk about it too long. Trauma is some people say that, okay, all people are traumatized because they are born from the mother's womb. They are traumatized, and everyone need treatment, and life is so it's a struggle, and it's, yeah, blah, blah, and all those things. It's for some it is, but I don't believe it's for everyone. And then we take those children that experience traumatizing stuff, war and crime and sexual assault and all those things. They can be traumatized, but not everyone. um, but all those happening experience in your childhood, they have an influence then in your future, in your adult life. But then let's talk, what did I want to say? Trauma is not always what you experienced. It's also much about what you didn't get, that you would have liked to have. So that's the real thing. Like, something went missing. You wanted something in a situation, but you didn't get it. You didn't get your mother's or father's support. It was not about that they treated you in a bad way. You just didn't get what you wanted, or something were not accepted in your family or in that situation. And from that, you get like a change or something in you that stops you from living a free life and happy life. Like, you start to behave in a way that you don't would not would like to, but you feel like you feel bad from that. So something that I wrote here about is that it's a little bit controversial about how childhood experiences have an impact, that they can have a big impact, or which way they have a an impact in your adult life. That's controversial. um and then, as I see the clock is ticking, I will just take this shortly, actually. But I could talk so much about this. But it's like, and then it's about epigenet epigenetics. that because we are all, and this is how I see epigenetics. We are all born with a certain gene pool, and then we come into this world, and then we interact with our, let's say, parents, if you grow up with your parents, and they and then your parents interact with you based on your gene pool and temperament and your reaction sensitivity. So it's like a back and forth interaction with you, and based on that, certain genes in you develop more or less. So if you have a good, and that's why for say like schizophrenia is one mental disease that is really strong related to in goes from parents to child, and in the it has a strong genetical effect, or factor. But then they have done studies about if the child gets raised in a like supporting supporting environment, it's like the risk for developing schizophrenia yourself is like the same as the general public, which means that in a good environment, if you might have some predisposed genes that could make you have a certain disease, in a good environment, they don't, you have like a lower risk, and you can like be like completely normal, you don't see anything about that. In turn, you could pay it forward those genes, of course, but then it's not really that either or. It's the your genes in combination with the environment you grow up in. And that's really fascinating about epigenetics. We don't really know everything and not so much about it. It's not like certain genes, it's a combination of the genes you have. And our we have like 99%, or how much is it really, same kind of genes in humans, and then we just have a couple percent, like 0.1% or something that is different, but it's the real combination that makes the impact. So that's about that. Like we when you I think about that when I now we have got our baby. The way we interact with her in her life really depends on how she develops, what kind of functions and what kind of tracks are connected more in her brain, and which genes are going to be developed in a way that will in turn give certain characteristics in her. She has a certain I don't know. Yeah. Sorry. But as she's born, she has a certain way, certain temperament, and then when we interact with her, she will have easier to do certain things, and harder to do other things. So that's really how you can impact the success of the future, to 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 develop the your child's and everyone's child's every children's characteristics and opportunities in this world. It's so really much about how you interact with them, and the connection, the on skin to skin, and because otherwise they will burn out and not survive, because children, or small children don't survive uh, if they are not getting contact. um, so that's also why some people are more resilient than others, which means some people have better capabilities to experience, to recover from certain events. And that's in a way why I think it's a little bit stupid to talk about these what's it in English, but maskrosbarn, that they talk about children and adults that have experienced, let's say, alcoholic abuse. That is, I think, yeah, That is the organization for helping those children that have experienced the alcoholic abuse in when they grew up, and but all the different kinds of addictions and everything. And then they talk about that these children, every one of them, are really strong and have high resilience, and they are like so good that they survive. So okay, those who are alive, or what do they mean? Do they mean that all those who didn't make it, who are not alive anymore, they're not so resilient? Like, I don't understand, because not everyone of those children can be resilient, have really good resilience. Like some of them are like many of them are struggling. It's like you cannot only say, okay, oh, everyone are these strong children that manage through alcoholic abuse when they were from with their parents. You should also acknowledge that you don't have to be that resilient. You don't have to be this type of child when you grow up. You can be also a sensitive child. You can also be like in the middle. You can have your struggles. You don't have to be. It's like because it. I feel it's put pressure on those people that have had a tough background when they grew up, and then they need to show that they are so tough and resilient that they are able to make it well in this world. Um, and then they will not show or share that they also have struggles, and they because if you want to get help, get support, you need to also acknowledge that you are perhaps needing it, or you have to want it, and that is also affecting your future success. Being open for accepting support and help, because you cannot make it on your own, and then that you don't have to be present yourself as so tough all the time. Uh, so you can have experienced all sort of stuff when you were a child, but you perhaps still struggling with it and need more support than others. Okay, so let's move on and then to the ACE study. I think it's called. I haven't checked it up. I might say it wrongly, but adverse childhood events, and that is a score that you can get from 0 to 6 on, because they realize that children that have experienced certain stuff in their childhood have a much higher risk of experience those things themselves when they grow up, or other kind of like sexual assault, abuse, uh, or addictions, and rape, for example. If you were sexually assaulted or experienced rape when you were young, you have like from 4% in the general public to, if that was something under 5%, to up to, when if you score 4, you will have around 30% risk of experiencing sexual assault or rape yourself and your adult in your future life. That just shows how our body, how we remember those things, and like unconsciously searching for those kind of environments where we have a high risk of getting sexually assaulted again and again and again. So that is, because that's how it looks, that's how reality looks, and that's like people don't want to hear these kind of things, even though they are like known and as a fact, maybe controversial, but the A study is really known. So everyone knows that, if like the ones that are experienced this, they don't know really this, because it's not consciously, they are just repeating what have happened. They live through their actions. They don't have a conscious and like a cognitive process about this, so they just repeat what have happened, and that's why they have like much higher risk of experience those things. They like how they behave, how they what kind of people they attract, how they also how they dress or react to certain things, and then that will have a certain attraction or some kind of that they are looking for it in a way. And that's difficult to say at this moment and this day. But that's how, because that's how it looks. If you have experienced that yourself, is that's all what you know. And uh, and uh, just try to repeat it, like not to come over it, but to remember it, because you don't remember it consciously, you're just repeating it through actions. That's really fascinating. And you can have different opinions about this, but of course that's how it can be. And that what I also wanted to, because I don't remember those other things, but I wanted to what is called, to remember to say that you can comment, you can like, you can share this video. What do you think? Like, put some comments in the comment section. I just have it now on like directly here on this video. You can put comments, and also on YouTube, Facebook. I can't unfortunately see Facebook now, but yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Mm, I wouldn't like to talk so much more today. I just come like sure, like not so very long, but in what I have wrote. But I think probably I need to continue with this, because it takes a while to go to talk about it. I think it's so fascinating, and I think also it's important to talk about it, because I wanted to come to this theory. I think theories are very good at helping us orient and create a world that is better functioning than only following your own experience and basing it on anecdotes. Like, what works for me must be really good. So the whole world should be ruled and be based on those kind of premises. And no, it's not. That's incorrect, because what's worked for you might not, or might only work for you. You are not representative of a big group. So things need to be studied, and then you make hypotheses, and then you make models, and from that methods, and then theories, and then it gets like that is how it looks right now. That's how reality is, and that's like a fact, you could say. But the world should be ruled on theories, not on beliefs and personal experiences. That's my opinion about that. So I want to share two things more, and hope you can make it all to the end. It's not really easy to make this kind of video in let's say 10 minutes. But here we are. I'm getting practice every day. There was one example from with a woman that were in a weight loss group, when this researcher noticed that what's really important is not the treatment of symptoms. You need to go to the root cause as close as possible to create sustainable change in people, and or sustainable situation. This woman went, this is from the book, this woman went from 130 kilos to 60 kilos in a reasonable time, and that was a really good result. And a woman that is weighing 60 kilos is like really normal or almost underweight. Like, depends on you, how what's your opinion about that, how much a woman and a man should weigh. But it's like a normal weight, let's say. I don't know what's normal and not, like, but we can all have our own opinion about that. It's all, you shouldn't be, yeah, it's all like, it's pretty low. If it gets much lower, then it's like underweight almost. But we're all built in different ways. So yeah, that's just a parenthesis. What then happened is that she got attention from, like, was it a colleague or someone, some male, and a break. Oh, baby's crying. I don't know if you can hear it. That's why also half an hour is a long time when you're a parent. You should only have like 10 minutes and then you should go. So I have much to learn. But she's taking care of like yeah, but she's close here, so of course I'm choosing my time when it could should be okay, but that's difficult to find. Okay, so let's continue. She increased her weight more than the doctor or the researcher thought was possible in that shortest time, and the reason why she increased in weight, she was like, she realized now I get attention from this man, and which caused a lot of stress and anxiety in her, or could be like the example doesn't share about what happened in her, but she didn't really like couldn't she didn't know how to handle that, so she just ate all things she could, so that she really gained a lot of weight. I don't know how much she gained, but apparently more than the doctor was thought was possible. And the reason was that if she didn't know, she didn't like this attention, in a way her body reacted with that. So um if she gained weight, she would not be as attractive or unattractive when she reaches a high weight, and then it's difficult to keep your normal weight if you then get attention from other people. Like it can also be colleagues. Like most women wants to get appreciation from other women that they feel like are their peers. They don't really like about attention from men. They want attention from their similar people, like women, because yeah, women in groups in general, you can see that kind of pattern. Of course, they everyone wants attention, like feedback and appreciation from everyone, but yeah, that's how seems like it is. I don't know if it's like that or not, but it's I've heard about that, but I don't. So it's yeah. So you women want appreciation from everyone, and but when it was from a male, it was difficult for her, so she couldn't keep their weight. So okay, so then you don't focus on the symptom. This person has a lot of too much weight. Let's decrease it. You also need to work with the symptoms on with the that's the what's causing the symptoms, and her belief, and to raise the consciousness, because this was not conscious. She needed to raise those consciousness feelings about why attention from males and other people are making her uncomfortable. So when you can get through that, you can go through that towards that feeling, make it conscious, in some way get an ending of it. Don't need to understand why is it there, but you accept it. You realize it's there, and you let it have its life on its own, and then you can get a closure, and from that you can start exploring how would I be with this body of 60 kilos, or and be comfortable with that? It's not that you think yourself, okay, how can I be comfortable? I want to be comfortable in my body weighing, let's say, then 60 kilos, and I'm looking very beautiful, and I do this. I get a lot of income. I got good attention from males and females, people I know, and I feel so great, and I'm doing this and that, like that kind of affirmation. It not it has some effect, but not really. So you need to go through that feeling, and go through it, and don't try to ignore it. Just go through it, to it, towards it, and then through it. That's how exactly like that. And that's not always so easy, but just to keep lying to yourself, that's not really like working. So now I want to try something. I want to share, present, share screen, Windows, double loop there, and now also here, double loop there. Yeah, now we have it. All right, let's try this. Mm, Double loop learning. That's what like. I like that very much. It's a model about how instead of, you can see there in the picture, single loop learning, what's commonly used is that you just do problem solving, improving the system as it exists from the results that you have. And then you think about the strategies, techniques, what do we do, how can we make it better, and then we do more of that after the changes. And it's like those goes that little loop, and always like always never ending loop, which is what most people are doing. They think problem solving and they say solution focused. We want to get better results. It's a constant improvement and all those things, which sounds really good, but then they don't get you don't get any real change. This is like, okay, if a single loop in this case would be, okay, this person didn't keep her weight, so okay, how can we make it better, what kind of products can we use that will help people keep their weight, what kind of programs should we talk about, keeping up their motivation, um, having a peer group, support group, keeping their weight, getting like feedback and appreciation in groups and all like that, those things. Without You can do this in eternity, and does it really help? If you, but then we have this other loop that you start thinking about why do we do what we do, what can we do, could we do something instead what we're doing, and what the things we are doing, are they really that good, are they getting us to where we want to be, or are we just improving uh, a bad system, or maybe a good system, but we are only focusing on the symptoms instead of the cause, that's things that are causing the symptoms. And that's the things I really want to focus on myself. That's why I have like the holistic thing in my coaching, and I think that's really interesting. Having this double loop instead of this single loop learning. So it does, as it says, more than just fixing the problem, these questions underlying assumptions, the values and the beliefs. And that is really much what coaching is about. You find and question your assumptions, values, and beliefs. Why are you doing the things you are doing without asking why? Um, you want it better. Why do you? What's the reason why you want it better? Like, I can learn you anything, but why does it? How does it help if I don't know the reason what you actually want to do and what's really keeping you from that? Let's see if I can find now any more example on this Sunday evening. Uh, mm, so, and that's this what I have seen so much with people, that in job search, I've talked with 500, dealing with 1,000 people's job search, job seekers, and most people just want to focus on the single loop learning. They want to achieve something and then make it a little something better without asking w- why am I doing all this, and how can it actually be better, and all those, and also see it in organizations. It's problem solving, and instead of problem solving, it's solution focused, and just keeping in the daily activities, because this double loop takes a little bit more time off also from the current activities, and maybe changing all things, not necessarily changing anything, but just asking what the things we are doing, are they really getting us where we want to go? And like the things we are doing and the way we are behaving, and values and everything, have do we know actually know what's behind all that? And how can it help us getting better? Because I would say that if you know all those things behind, you will get a lot of more information and things that you can change, and for the, let's say, daily and the single loop activities. So that's one big reason why I'm interested in coaching, finding out the things behind, instead of only learning and helping for what you say you want. Like, this is also, you could say, like, this is what everyone wants, the single loop, like, help me get a job, help me feel better, help me get a partner, help me lose weight, help me get stronger, help me become a leader, and all those things. And then you like, you, when you reach that, like, how does it, is that really what you want for the for the first thing? Can you keep that? How long can you keep it? So then this is what everyone wants, but what everyone needs is the double loop, to understand why, what's behind the things that they want. And that's also sums up my coaching. I just don't always focus on the single loop. I want to raise awareness and empower responsibility for bigger things, or like wider. It's not necessarily wider or bigger, but more important. I see it as more important. When you're in the single loop, can also get caught there and be stressed and get burnout and everything like this. There's a lot of good things there, but potentially also bad things if you never think about what you are doing actually, and why you want to keep doing it. Raise getting more happiness and value and meaningful in your life. I think we need to go to the double loop learning. So yeah. And what else? I would also like to try one thing just before we end. I don't know. This is all taking too long. And how can I end? Stop share. All right, all right. I will share more about this later sometime when I have planned for it. But now then, today I wanted to share. I have been looking through. I've been watching different kind of documentaries and movies, but most of all documentaries about different things. But one interesting thing is that is very close to my heart, and is related to this where subject about trauma and body keeps the score, is it that's about addiction, and how bad people are feeling, and how badly they have been treated, and bad experience, and it could be about sexual assault and abuse and everything in the family, or something that they didn't get, something that were not allowed. I see it as so much important for success in your life, because if you don't deal with those things, uh, it's not sustainable. So sustainable and holistic coaching is what I'm all about. And in this documentary, it's about fentanyl addiction or usage in Vancouver, in Canada, and that's the city in Canada that has really yeah, it's like they have it in under some sort of control because they have put them in like in ghettos, and they are there in certain streets. But people are overdosing and dying there like basically every day. It's like really crazy. Fentanyl is really strong and a dangerous drug, and I'm against. I don't like drugs overall. I don't like drugs at all. Uh, and unfortunately, I haven't been addicted. What is it called? I don't haven't abused. No, uh, I haven't used drugs at all. So that's luckily for me. Um, but I have my like alcoholic usage in my relative, like people close to me, not, yeah, different people, and there I have seen it. Like it's like every addiction is the same, and you can be addicted to many things. It's like not substances. You can be to work, sex, pornography, and everything, all those things. Again, gambling, and for me, a little bit like work. I'm not a workaholic, but I work a little bit too much. That's one thing that's a little bit difficult for me. Working too much, like I do today, talking too much about these things. But it's also to clear my head, as I said in the beginning. I wanted to share about, and I could share it on my screen, but then it's from a streaming service, so I just thought I was share it here on the computer, and then it's not that good quality. But I hope you can hear it. It's about how they have interviewed a drug dealer dealing fentanyl, and that is which is really profitable. From a $400 shipment that cost 400, you can make, like, you can, what's it called, you make it weaker, I don't know. You spread it out and you can earn 100,000 from that 400 investment, or yeah, you could say. So it's really profitable. So I understand why it's difficult for those drug users. They get clean. Okay, they don't get you cannot get a job. Also, okay, well, what can they do? Well, they can deal and then earn a lot of money, if everything goes well. And there in Vancouver, the police, they don't take them into jail. They just if they caught if they go and talk with them, they, or like arrest them, they will just mostly take the stuff that they have on them, and then they say, okay, no, free to go. But this is like the mentality of drug dealing. I don't know if you can see it, and I like it to watch it because it's so safe to watch it on a distance. So that's why documentaries are good. So let's play this one. Let's see how it goes. No, I have to do like this. Uh-huh. So let's see.
Possible that I die if I took that.
Yep. All depends how high your immune system, your tolerance.
I mean, I've never taken fentanyl before.
If you took that, you'd die.
100%.
100%.
And if I bought the same quantity of heroin off you, would I die?
No.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
Would you sell it to me?
If you wanted to buy it.
If I want to buy it, like if I give you $10 for that now, you'll sell me that?
Yep. It's your life, bro. You got to make your own choices, right? And I got to eat.
So that's what I wanted to share. Let's see, just for practice. I think it worked. I don't know if you could hear anything, but this reporter, he asked about that dose, how strong it was, what it contained, and the dealer said that this is really strong. This is the strongest one. That's most popular now, but people dying of it. And then the reporter said that, can I take it? will I survive? Like it depends on your, yeah, good. It depends on your current level, your resistance, how you how good you can take it. Said I have ever never tried fentanyl. It's like, okay, well then you will die. You will definitely die if you take this. And then he asked the reporter to ask, well, okay, can I buy it? And then yeah, you can buy it. I can sell it to you for $10. So $10 dose, and if you're not used to that drug, to that dosage, you will die. So I feel it's really, really, really frightening. But then again, from my view, is like I would like to help those people. I would like to make it better. I don't know why, but I have like this side in me. If I somehow could help them, um, so that's because people are like that's for like sustainability, how they can improve the world. If I would do anything, I would like focus on addiction. So okay, and then he said, he said like this dealer mentality, that like this, that's the way this is in the street, because if not him, someone else will uh, like if this guy, if I don't sell, someone else will sell to these people. So so it's like that's how it is. It's your life. You got to make your own choices, and I've got to eat. That's what he said. So that's all about what it's about. And I think it's like this. I like the way they deal with it. It's like this clean, this discussion. Um, how they deal with it. I don't know what's the word for it. Like they, ah, but it's like this honest in a way. Okay, I have what you want, and I can sell it you to you for this amount. And if you have the amount, you can get what you want. That's how it is, and that's what I would like to practice on. Like uh, this is what I provide, and if you have uh, there is what I ask for, you can get what I offer. As simple as that. That's how life is, and life on the streets. All right. Now I have tried new things and need to more practice. But that's all it is for the and yeah, sitting here. Oh yeah, yeah. Sunday evening. Oh yeah, that's life. But if you're still with me, or if you happen to see the end of this video, I want you to comment, share, like, and share what you liked and didn't like, and what's your thoughts about this, and what you would like to me to talk about. I will share more about this because I just gone through half of it. But that was it for today. And yeah, have a good next week. I'm off. Bye. Ooh.